Welcome everybody, this is the third video in the series 650 ELO. Sorry about that. Well, this series I'm trying to show you how I got up from 1550 ELO to 650 ELO. While you watch me in the Dark Age, I want to talk about a few things. Well, when I started playing multiplayer online on Steam, I played mostly team games. I still like more team games than 1v1s, and back then, around 1600 ELO, well, I had a lot of trouble with guys who were quitting on me, or when my teammates were dying, or I was too weak for my teammates sometimes, and it wasn't very fun for me, and so I wanted to get better, to play against guys who are more experienced, and I will be able to learn from them and get better at this game. Basically, I wanted to enjoy this game a bit more. So I decided to improve, and based on Zero Empire's advice, I started playing 1v1s, and it was a good advice, I believe. I quickly got up to 650 ELO, and nowadays I'm around 1700, but I haven't played that much in the last month. This is the third video. In the first two videos, I showed you how important the start of the game is, your Dark Age. When you start, at least me, I always build 2 houses and send the first 6 villagers to sheep. After the 6 villagers on sheep, I should have sent 4 villagers on wood. I only have 3. So that's a little bit of a mistake from my part. And after the second villager should get the boar. When you're a beginner, it's also good to get loom before you get the boar, because you can forget about the villager or just be slower to get there and send him back. So it's good practice to get loom before getting the boar. Another thing that I do when I go for the boar, that with the villager that is gonna lure the boar, I build a house, and this guarantees that I don't get housed any time in the Dark Age. Yeah. So after you went for your first boar and built a house with the villager, you should send 4 to gather berries, and after you produce those 4 villagers, you should be finishing up your boar and going after the second one. I didn't go in time in this game after the second boar. As you can see, I'm already finishing up this boar, and the second boar is nowhere near, and I haven't built the next house yet. So first I have to build a house so I don't get population blocked, then go for the boar. Yes, so this is a basic build. I kinda messed it up in this game, but it's never ideal. I haven't had a perfect start yet. Either I don't find my sheep, or I have bad lumber camp, or my boar villagers are bugged, or there is always something. In the first video, I showed you what's the difference between a weak start, or a start where you just improvise, and a start where you try to follow a build order, like me. And the difference was that I had around 300 more food, and 100 more or 200 more wood in the bank, and I was able to get up to feudal age much faster than my opponent. In the second game, I showed you the difference between someone who practices this build order and don't mess it up like me in this case, and and basically me, and there was a huge difference. Also, I played it against Zero to Hero, and he was up by 5 population, and he was able to get to the feudal age, I believe, 2 or 3 minutes earlier than me. In this game, I did a little bit better. I'm on 24 pop and not yet going up, but I should be already. Yeah, there it is. And Zero to Hero is already up, and he's on 25 pop, so he has an advantage of 1 villager, plus he's already at 30%, so he's 20% ahead of me. So the start is very important when you are a beginner. It's one area that most of the guys can, and it's quite easy to improve on. You just play the Dark Age over and over until you get it right, maybe 3 times in a row. If you get it right 3 times in a row, then I think you are ready to play it, and you will hold up quite nicely against even better playing and faster guys. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about in this game is walling. When I play this game, it made me realize a few things, and I chose 2 strategies, walling and raiding, in this game, and these turned out as very good strategies when you're trying to improve, and I was able to win 5 games in a row after this one, just using the same strategies. So the first one is walling. As you can see, I already walled the back of my base, partly due to the fact that I knew that Zero to Hero was faster than me. I played the game before it with him, so I just wanted to make sure he is not able to get to my wood line and take out my villagers. And also I started to wall up the front, so he will have to go through my town center if he wanted to get to my farmers or wood line. The unfortunate part in this game for me was that I had a front gold, and also this front gold was on the hill. So if he decided to come in with archers from this side, he would have been able to get my villagers quite fast. So I also built a watchtower over my gold. So this is the main idea of walling. So just to wall the important part and make your opponent go under your town center or an area you can defend quite easily. So I have already seen this stable from Zero to Hero, so I went for some spearmen to defend against our scouts if they decided to come from this side. The scouts wouldn't be able to go through my walls because scouts they would have to attack that wall for a long time before they could get in, and in the meantime I could have put some buildings there, like houses and so on. This brings me to the second part of walling. As you can see in this part, and in the back I walled using buildings. This has disadvantages and advantages also. The disadvantage is that if the enemy is coming in and take out your buildings, you lose either population resource or military buildings if in the case of a barrack. So you will have a little bit slower military production for a little bit. But on the other part, the advantage is that you don't have to build so many palisade walls. Even so they are cheap, it's not ideal to wall excessively and just to save a few wood instead of walling all around your base. So the idea of walling in the feudal age is just to limit your opponent in ways how he can attack your villagers and get some raiding in. Okay, if you look at my base and my opponent's base, you can see a major difference. He is all over the place. If I decided, and if I was faster and decided to harass him, this lumber camp, I would have gotten all these villagers. Especially if I put a few archers here, I would have been able to take out too many villagers, and I would be definitely ahead. But I haven't scouted this lumber camp yet. I only see this trunk here, and I really did a bad scouting at this point. I basically didn't found him, and instead I scouted the front part. So back to the topic. His base looks very open. Even though he is faster than me, and he should have at least walled up this part or this part, so I wouldn't have been able to get inside. And these villagers are very in the open, so again, not very good if I decided to attack those. But fortunately for him, I was quite slow. And I only had this tower and a few archers, which I'm sure I'm gonna decide to attack with them in a minute. But it's already 23 minutes and I should have been... yeah, I'm up to castle now, and it's not a good idea to attack an enemy with feudal age units in the castle age, unless you have messed them up. Alright, and in comparison, if you look at my base, my opponent is able to come in only from this side, and also if you don't know Arabia, you can come in along the lake, which is very unfortunate, and I didn't know about this at this stage, and yeah, I haven't had much experience with Arabia at this point. So just the main idea is that the opponent can't really get inside my base unless he's coming with quite a few knights or crossbowmen. But those are castle age units, and I believe he's now up to castle age, so I really should have aborted this rush here. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is raiding. This is basically the thing that won me all the games that brought me to 1650 ELO. Walling and raiding. Walling for me was important so I don't get raid, and the raiding so I was able to took down my opponent's villagers, and he had a slower economy and he had a worse economy than me, and I was able to outproduce them or him or her. Yeah. So better economy means faster unit production and good for you. And the win. So what I'm doing here, I haven't paid much attention. When I noticed these units are attacking the market, I fastly went against that villager. I was hoping for a villager kill at this point, but I don't think I'm gonna get it now, and I'm gonna lose all my spearmen. So as you can see, my micromanagement was not very good at this point, and also my tactics were not so good. Attacking with 4 or 5 units at 28-minute mark, it's just not good and not very effective. As you can see, he had only 4 knights and he was able to take down my whole army. And yeah. But if you attack and just attack and get out, attack and get out. And if you are able to do this without losing most of your units, then you will have much better economy after a while. So let's just see what Zero to Hero is doing here. He is going for knights, so he also wants to do some raiding to me, but my base is quite well defendable, even though I don't have many units. I was able to defend this rush, but in the meantime I lost all these villagers and these villagers on stone, and some of my military units. And the town center is not going to go up. So why go after villagers? I believe the villagers are the most important unit in the game. They are building houses, they are building your walls, they are gathering resources, and so you are able to get to pump out military units. Without the villagers, you will be basically lost. And if your opponent takes down your villagers, you won't be able to recover as fast as if he was taking down your military units. And I see this mistake by many beginners or who I played against. They all did this mistake. So they didn't wall, they just had a similar base like Zero to Hero here. And also when they attacked my military buildings, my military units, and never went for my villagers. If they went for my villagers, I wouldn't have been able to create more and more units to defend, and I would have lost the games. But since I was defending and attacking at the same time and getting down his villager count, I was able to win these games. And yeah, that's the main idea behind raiding, just to take as many villagers as you can. Of course, it's not just enough to get inside, to turtle up like me in this case and just wait for my opponent to come in, but you should always raid and always be attacking, not just sitting around and waiting for the opponent to boom, because if they boom, you will have a bad time after a little while. Okay, so what I'm doing now correctly is I'm trying to build more military buildings, and there is another barracks. I'm with Aztecs, and those Eagle Warriors, or at least the elite Eagle Warriors, are very good at raiding. And also make sure you do your upgrades so you can attack and so you can take some town center fire while taking down villagers, and also after you did the defensive upgrades, do the attacking upgrades too, so you will be able to kill villagers much faster. Another thing I'm doing here is I'm collecting the relics, and I'm really turtled up here. I already scouted these golds, but I didn't went for them at this stage, and I just went for the relics. This is important because the Eagle Scouts are very expensive unit, so I needed all the gold I could get. Also, these monks are very good against the cavalry or the knights that Zero to Hero was doing. Yeah, he has a few scouts there. Yeah, a few knights there. So they serve two purposes at once. Okay, so as you can see now I'm up to four barracks, and I should have been producing these Eagle Scouts non-stop, or trying to get up to the Imperial Age where I get the elite Eagle Warriors, but no. I was pretty slow, and there is the 5th barrack down. Okay, so hopefully I will now decide to raid, so I can show you how effective a raiding can be, and how, yeah. So the Eagle Scouts fully upgraded in the Castle Age, and they're gonna attack a few villagers, and while my opponent is, I don't know, he's trying to boom, he has one, he's building the second town center there. Yeah, and I'm also on 2 town centers. When you go up to Castle Age, the best thing is to build. If you decide to boom, the best thing is to create 2 town centers right from the bat. And I think I realized that I can go through the next to the lakes at this point because I have seen this villager go there. Yeah, okay, back to the topic. No distractions now. So I have these 6 or 5, let me count this, 6, 7 Eagle Scouts going to the back of his base, and I will try to get some raiding in. And again, if you look at my base, he is not able to get inside my base, while he's very open, and there come my eagles. Yeah, eagle. And yep. No, come on, attack, attack, attack. No, I was too slow. Um, Unfortunately, the videos or the records are quite slow, so the next few games, even if I upload them, I think I will upload only part of them, or the more important parts, because these games at the lower levels are quite slow and boring and tedious. Yes, I'm attacking now! Okay, so as you can see, there are, I don't know, about 8 villagers there. 8 villagers there, and I will be able to take down most of them. So there is 1, 2, 3, that's gonna be 4, 5 villagers dead. And he also rang the town bell, which you should not do any time. Even when you are a beginner, yeah, okay, but it's not a good practice. Garrisoning them manually is much better. So the main idea of raiding is not to engage those units unless you are much stronger, and just go in, kill some villagers and get out. Just what I'm doing. I have quite a few units here, so I will be able to defend if these units decided to come against me. I didn't pay much attention, but I was able to get 1, maybe 2, no, 1 more extra villager kill there. Yeah, and the game is gonna crash in just a minute. So just to sum up this video and to summarize how you can get up to 1650 ELO, this video is the most important one. First of all, wall the parts you can get ready from, or the directions you can get ready from, create choke points your enemy has to go through, and which you can defend easily, like going through town centers, and just limit your opponent into using the choke points you choose for him to go through, and you will be able to defend those. Don't, unless you are very fast and you are able to attack and do economic damage quite in the beginning, and you are very effective at doing this, you can have this kind of base where you are just all over the place. But around this yellow, you are probably not that fast. When you get up to I don't know, 1700 ELO, then probably you will be faster than the most guys in the 1600s. But still, I think walling or partly walling is a very good practice. The second thing is raiding. Raiding is a key element to to win games. Without raiding, it's very fast and it's not very easy to kill your enemy, and because he will have a huge economy and he will be able to outproduce you, and even if he attacks you, when he attacks you, then he will take down your buildings and you will have slower military unit production, and he will be, when you are defending or your opponent is stronger than you, then it's not good to sit around your base and doing nothing. So go with those units and take down as many villagers as you can to slow your opponent's economy down and get some advantage out of it. When you're raiding, it's also good practice to do it in smaller groups. So attack with your main army at one point, and in smaller groups you just attack all around his base and take down villagers. Against computer this doesn't work because computers are very good at multitasking, but against user and a human player who has to divide his attention between multiple parts, it will be very hard for them to defend if you do it correctly. So I believe this is it. Was the most important part to getting up to the 1650 ELO, and I hope it showed you that even if you are slower and weaker, doing good strategies and raiding, you will be able to win games while your micro gets up and your micro is getting better and better throughout those games. Yeah, hopefully this helps you. It helped me a lot, and thanks you for watching. See you next time.